Welcome to all. I am Arockia Jency, working in
Auxilium Metric Higher Secondary School, Puliyadi Thammam. I am also a mentor of Junior IAS Academy. Hello everyone. Every day is a new begin. Today is a new day to try again. Let today be the start of something new.
if you are cold, it will warm you. If you are heated, it will cool you. If you are depressed, it will cheer you. If you are excited, it will calm you. What is that it?
It is a nice cup of tea. Yes, today we are going to learn a new lesson, Class 12, Unit 2 Prose, A Nice Cup of Tea, which is written by George Orwell. Coming back to the title, A Nice Cup of Tea. What is tea? Tea is a drink made from the leaves and buds of familiar sinensis, evergreen shrub native to China and East Asia. If you bathe, it refreshes your body. If you drink tea, refresh your mind. Tea is always a good idea. Tea is the most popular and healthiest one in the world. You feel energetic after having a cup of tea. So, the same experience George Orwell also has. So, he has given this essay to us. The essay, A Nice Cup of Tea, published in Evening Standard newspaper at January 12, 1946. It was written in a time tea was rationed. There is a political background and author has employed a mock serious tone. Let's see the varieties of tea. How many varieties of tea do you know? Like herbal tea, lemon tea, green tea, black tea, tea with milk, and iced tea. Before going through the text, let's have a quick glance at the biographical sketch of George Orwell. His original name, Eric Arthur Blair, better known by his pen name George Orwell. He was born on 25th June 1903 in India. He was brought up from UK. He was died at 21 January 1950. He was a great novelist, essayist, journalist and critic. He is best known for the allegorical novella Animal Farm at 1945 and the novel 1984 at 1949. In 2008, the Times ranked him second on the list of the 50 greatest British writers since 1945. People all over the world like to drink tea. They only drink it in order to be warmed and stimulated. George Orwell, in this essay, points out that there are 11 golden rules to be observed while we making a nice cup of tea. He elaborates them step by step and points out that tea making is a matter of great skill and expertise. After reading this essay, we too become familiar with making a nice cup of tea. George Orwell highlights that we cannot find important points about tea preparation in any Kurkure books. It is curious that tea is one of the main style of civilization in our country, Ireland, Australia and New Zealand. But best way of making tea creates violent disputes. When the author looked through his own recipe of the perfect cup of tea, he found 11 outstanding points among them. Two are agreeable, but four rules are highly controversial. George Orwell's first rule: one should use Indian or Ceylonese tea. China tea have some virtues. They are not despised nowadays because it is economical and drink without milk. But it is not much stimulation. One doesn't feel wiser, braver, or optimistic after drinking China tea. A nice cup of tea means Indian tea. Second rule: tea should be made in small quantities in a teapot. Army tea made in cauldron, taste of grease and whitewash. The teapot should be made of china or earthenware, silverware or Britannia ware. Teapot produce inferior tea and enamel pots are worse. As a third rule, the pot should be warmed beforehand. Fourth rule: tea should be strong. All tea lovers like strong tea. For 1.136 liters of water, use 6 teaspoons of tea powder. People like tea little stronger year after year. It is proved that the extra ration issued to the old age pencillers. The fifth rule: tea should be put straight into the pot. Tea should never be filtered using strainers, muslin bags, and other devices. In some countries, the teapots fitted with little hanging basket under the spout to catch these stray leaves. It is harmful. Sixth rule is one should take the teapot to the kettle, not kettle to the teapot. When the mixing takes place, we should not remove the kettle from the stove. Seventh rule: after making the tea, one should stir it, or better, give the pot a good shake afterwards, allowing the leaves to settle. Eighth rule: use cylindrical cup. Drink tea out of a good breakfast cup, cylindrical cup, because is that it holds more tea and is always half cold before one has well started on it. As the ninth rule: pour the cream off the milk before using it for tea. Milk that is too creamy always gives tea a sickly taste. 10th rule: pour tea into the cup first and then add milk so that one can exactly regulate the amount of milk. Last but not least, the point number 11. Drink tea in Russian style, without sugar. George Orwell himself says a minority here. How many of you drink tea without sugar? Just imagine. George Orwell gives justification of this point. Adding sugar in tea, it destroys the taste and flavor of tea. Equal to a drink dissolving sugar in plain hot water. It would be equally reasonable to put in pepper or salt. Tea is meant to be bitter just as beer. What a comparison! Tea with beer. These are the 11 golden rules of George Orwell's A Nice Cup of Tea. Just to recall the rules. The first rule, use Indian or Ceylonese tea. Second rule, make in small quantities. Third rule, teapot should be warmed beforehand. Fourth rule, tea should be very strong. Fifth rule, don't use strainers. Sixth rule, take the teapot to the kettle, not in other way. Seventh rule, stir the tea and shake the tea. Eighth rule, prefer cylindrical cup. As a ninth rule, remove the cream from milk. 10th rule, first pour the tea into the cup and add milk. 11th rule, drink tea without sugar. These are the 11 golden rules of George Orwell. Where there is a tea, there is hope. The adventure begins with tea. So, my dears, follow this author's rules to make a nice cup of tea. Thank you.